Today, if you think back and if you look back, it's like as if so many years ago is how we had been in office. When we were all asked to work from home due to the COVID situation and things like that, we initially were very, very happy. Everybody was very happy, everybody was excited. Even more than us, our parents, our grandparents, and the kids had all been excited because, yay, Papa will be back home, Mama will be back home, we'll all be together at home. And that's the excitement and energy that was there. The first week, the second week, the third week, and the fourth week, and slowly the energy went down. The zing and that excitement slowly started going down. Then it became like, oh my goodness, they are disturbing me, they are fighting over there, and the smells from the kitchen is killing me. These were the statements that people started to make. I cannot sit down and work. I cannot focus on the work that I need to do. And this was something that people had. Little by little that changed. Over a period of time, it moved. And then we all came to a situation now it's, please open the office, let me get back to work. And this is something that many people have been telling. I have heard not just our people, but customers and different other segments as well in the industry. Everybody says, let me get back to work. The other side of the situation is when we are working from home, many people don't feel that, oh, I did not do so much today. I didn't do justice to my work today. It doesn't feel that I have finished all my work. And what will my manager think? Will my manager think that I'm not working? Or am I taking too many breaks is what he will think? And these are thought processes that start due to which people do overwork. End of the day, you look at a number of people. Your time starts early in the morning and then your meeting ends late in the night. Sometimes it goes even beyond. Unfortunately, many companies put up many checkpoint meetings which is adding to the number of meetings that they already have just to ensure that people are working. What happens to people's time? Are they able to complete all their activities just because they are holding the meetings? No, they wouldn't be able to. All the works get accumulated and they have to stretch it out late in the night. There are so many negatives, if I would put it, of working from home. Before I tell you the positives, let me cover the negatives first. The first negative that I would say is the social isolation. Human beings, we are all social beings. We need to get out and meet people, interact with people, talk to people, and that's all there. But today's situation, like even if somebody comes, keep your distance away, please. That's adding to the stress that we have. And the other point that I have is our workday is so much extended that it's going beyond limits now. We are not able to control it. Yesterday, one of our customers, he was telling us that, I don't know who this guy is. He's scheduling a meeting at 7 o'clock in the evening. And then a couple of weeks ago, another person was quoting to me that they are setting up a meeting on Friday evening, 6 o'clock. And people don't respect other people's time. That's another negative that we have. The other things that usually happens, we don't eat on time. We say, okay, let me finish this, let me finish that. The work never ends and we don't get to eat. And our eating time is like, I've heard people telling me, okay, during calls, 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock is when they have the breakfast. And the lunch happens by around 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. System is totally corrupt, it's gone. And the other point that I would say is no exercise. How much do you think you walk today? From your desk where you're working to your kitchen, to your bedroom, maximum it will be a few hundred meters. But then when you're working in an office space, you used to go, you used to travel, you used to walk outside, at least inside the office as well. When you have to go from your work spot to the restroom, at least it was a few meters away. It was not that close like how it is in a home. The point is, we don't get to walk. The other key negatives that I would say is the number of distractions that we have at home. At home, we are distracted because of the smells, the yummy smells which comes from the kitchen, distractions because of the kids, distractions because of so many things that is there that needs to get done at home as well. So all these adds on, and finally, end of the day, we get distracted and we don't do our work. And when we don't do our work, our managers call at that point in time, and we somehow try to catch up. And then end of the day, you get to be in a situation where you want to prove to your manager that you're working hard and working long. And working long becomes the norm. This is something that you have to avoid. We all have to avoid. Positives, what are they? The first is the time is saved. You don't have to travel to office. Money is saved because you're not spending on petrol and all this stuff. Number of accidents which happens on the road is reduced. Pollution is less. You're in your hometown even, and that gives you an advantage because you're more happy because you're along with your family. But then when you get stressed, there are so many positives, as I mentioned, but not as many as the negatives, unfortunately. Our days are getting stretched. I did not do enough. You have that guilty feeling that your manager thinks that you're taking breaks, you're not working at your desk. And so you overwork or you work more and work longer hours just to keep or just to prove them wrong. Is this helping you in a long term? 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks is fine. It's okay. But then when it happens for long term, is that fine? I don't think. There are multiple things that will take a toll. So how do we overcome this situation? There are a few things that we can do which will help you. First one is, when you used to go to work, maybe you used to get up at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning and take a bath, get dressed and go out. And this is what you used to do. Today what happens? The alarm rings. Anyway, you wouldn't have set the alarm clock for 6 o'clock for sure. Now that you're working from home, you have some extra time, so you would like to sleep a little bit more. A little bit more is okay, but bit more becomes dangerous. A lot of people do that. They keep snoozing their alarm. Finally, they wake up and then think, my meeting, what will I do? And then they rush off to their desk. Or they have not freshened up, they are not prepared. Nobody is going to smell you out from wherever they are on the other side. That will not happen. But the point is, you are not fresh. Your ideas are not fresh. You are not ready to get into a day. So the first mistake that most people make is they don't get up early enough to start the day fresh. When you change your clothes, that will give you a feeling that, okay, I'm moving out of my personal zone to an official zone. Some change of clothes will help you for the day, and that's the first thing that I would suggest that you do. When you do that, your mind becomes prepared and mind becomes inclined towards doing your work. The next thing that I would say is build your routine in the morning and build your routine for the day. And that routine will help you. Maybe you do a coffee in the morning or you have your breakfast in the morning. Do that and then come and sit down for work, which is how you used to do before. Maybe you can do 30 minutes later, but have that routine. Make it a habit that you get up, move out of your bed, do all those things that you need to do as a routine and come and sit at your place. And when I say sit at your place, you need to have a dedicated space. A lot of people think, okay, I will sit and work in my bed today. If you are living in a PG or if you are living in a shared accommodation, yes, that could have happened. But today, most of you are not living in PG or in a shared accommodation. You are living in your own homes. So make space and make a dedicated place where you have a small desk and at least a chair to sit down comfortably, because ergonomics matters. If your lighting is not good, if your workspace is not good, you will end up having a bad eyes for the future, or you will have a bad neck, spinal cord, backbone issues, and back pains. And that's not for one day, 2 days, it will continue lifelong. Whatever you create for yourself just because you're doing a work from home for a few months can have impact for you lifelong. So ensure that your dedicated space has a good chair that you can sit down on and a good lighting in that room. Don't sit around in the sofa or the couch or on the bed, which will only add more stress to your body. Your bones will have its issues, your muscles will have its cramps, and you will have spinal issues later on. So choose to have a space. The other thing that happens when you have a space is a dedicated space is, you know this is your work spot. Today I'm going to work here. And when you move out of that, you leave your work and move out to your personal zone, to your home. And that dedicated spacing is very, very important. Keep this dedicated space away, a little bit away from the kitchen, from all your distractions, from the TV room, from the kids' room, if you have one, and have your mobile far away. And decide that you're not going to go visit social media when you're working. Because at home, the feeling is, I have a little bit time, I'll go and check out what that person told in Facebook, or this person commented over there, or that news and this news. End of the day, you would have spent at least 45 minutes or 1 hour whiling away your time. Because in office, you don't get to do that. Otherwise, your manager might walk in, or your colleague might walk in, and they might ask you a few questions. Why are you wasting your time? But at home, you're your own boss. So you have to ensure that you take care of your time in the right way. The next thing that I would like to say is maintain a to-do list. It's a very, very simple concept. At least put 3 key things that you will achieve for that day. Just 3 things at least. And make it a point during the day that you revisit your to-do list and ensure that you complete it before the end of the day. That gives you a sense of satisfaction that you have accomplished something. Because when you are working from home, many a times feels as if you have not done much. End of the day, when you tick mark all the items that you have, that you planned out, you will feel happier. And you will not feel guilty at all. If you don't have a to-do list, or if you don't have any action or a plan for the day, what happens to you is you will spend a lot of time working, and when you log off maybe around 10 o'clock in the night, you will still have that feeling, I didn't do much. And that guilty conscience continues the next day as well. The other point which is very, very, very important is your health. A lot of people don't think about it. Just because they are at home, they don't think about it. I already spoke to you about exercise. We don't get exercise just because we are sitting at home in one place. The maximum that you walk is 100 meters inside the house. Now the tips is, whenever you get some call, pick up the phone and walk around whichever small space that you have. Keep walking like a cat or a dog, round and round and round, so that at least that amount of exercise you get. The other point that I would say is, take your breaks. Many people think that, oh, when I'm at home, I don't need breaks. If you don't take a break, your mind is not fresh, it is not productive, it goes numb after some time. Taking a 5-minute break away from your workspace, going and getting some fresh air in the balcony, or if you have some place to walk around outside the house, do that, as long as you keep the safe distance of 5 meters or whatever meters that you need to keep. But the point is, take your breaks. I already spoke to you about your ergonomical chair. You don't have to invest those rupees or hundreds of dollars for a very good chair. At least a decent chair should be good enough. Ensure that your sitting position is good. Ensure that your table and resting is good. Don't create a long-term impact just because of 6 months or 1 year of work from home. Please ensure you take care of your health, because nobody else would take care of you later on if you have health issues. Your family would be there. For sure they will be there. But the point is, if you take a toll on your health today just because you need to do work, later on in life you will regret it. So avoid that regret today. Get a good chair and sit in a proper place with lighting. Other thing that I would say is, When we were in office, at least we used to get some trainings, get to attend trainings, get to attend sessions, and get to do a number of things. But then today, are we doing that? We are not. We are not doing all that. So what I would suggest is early in the morning, before you start your day, before you start your actual work, opening up your Outlook or emails and looking at all that activities, go through a course which is a technological course or something which will be useful for you for your future. Spend 40 minutes, 30 minutes or 40 minutes at least every day. If you don't do that, you will end up being redundant soon, and that's a fear that a lot of people have. Ensure that you're technologically upgraded and upskilled every day. Just 30-40 minutes should be sufficient or more than sufficient for you. One of the other things that I would say is your emotional health. When you're at home, the TV and the news might be running, and grandparents might be calling you and saying, look at the number of COVID cases, look at this, look at that, and people might vie for your time to look at all the negative news. Decide for yourself that you will cut off, at least reduce the amount of negative news, because already there is so much negativeness across. Reduce the amount of negativeness so that you are focusing on your work. And then that will make you productive. Because when things are running in the back of your mind, it takes up your brain space again. Your bandwidth is eaten up by all this negative news. You're continuously processing that in the back of your mind. But if you remove that, if you don't get into it, you will ensure that your focus is on the work. And when the focus is on the work, you do your work faster and you finish it off faster. The things that I would say that you need to do is connect with your colleagues and your friends, talk to them. We have monthly once a virtual coffee session because we are not able to connect with people face to face. So we have a virtual coffee session. We all switch on our video cameras and then sit down with a cup of coffee, and then at least even if there's no coffee, we sit with a cup. The point is, we ensure that we connect with people. Talk to at least one colleague every day. Talk to people every day. Not official meeting, just unofficially catch up with them. Catch up with your friends and family. And end of the day, have a time limit by when you will log off. And that's very important. Maybe you can go slip by 30 minutes, 45 minutes or 1 hour because of some critical activity which came up. But then try to log off as well. A committed time which you commit for yourself. If you start your job at 8 o'clock in the morning and by 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, if you need to log off, you need to say, I am done, I am closed for the day. The shop is closed is what you need to tell for yourself and move out. Because if you continue to do your work, your productivity the next day will go down. You will not be happy with the work that you're doing. Couple of months down the line, you get drained out. Your energy goes off. The zing is already gone. But then if the energy goes off, there's nobody, no friends to motivate you. There's no manager to motivate you directly. Everybody is on the phone and they cannot see or read your feelings over the phone. So you are your own boss when you're working at home, and take care of yourself and take care of your health is what I would say. And when there are too many meetings, learn to say no. If you do not want to attend a meeting, if you think that meeting is not adding value, politely decline your meetings. The unnecessary meetings, decline it off. Don't take it. If you are not declining on time and people think that you have neither accepted or you have accepted and you are not attending as well. So they might think that you are doing something else. You are doing some stuff at home. You are not doing your work. That's how they feel. But instead, if you decline with reasons, with valid reasons, they will think, okay, this guy has some other meeting due to which he is declining, or he has reasons for which he is declining. That's fine. But if you don't show up for a meeting, people think, oh, this guy, he is not there. He's doing something else at home. And you set an image which is not the reality, but you set an image to other people. Ensure whenever you are joining a meeting that you are energetic. That's the next point that I would say. When you get into a meeting, because nobody is able to see you today, except for the video conferences if it happens. I'll come to that soon. But then, when you're joining a call, your voice is what matters. And if you are saying, good morning, did you just wake up now? Is the question that might come to you as well. Hey, good morning, how are you? And that's the energy that you need to have. Have a lot of energy and enjoy each and every day, each and every moment that you're living. And if you do that, you'll be happier. The other point is related to video conference. So whenever you're on a call, please check the new Teams has a bug. The video is always on until otherwise you switch it off. So check always if the video is by mistake on, or if your audio is on by mistake, because many a times people keep their video on or the audio on and they keep talking to somebody else in the family. And all this gives a wrong impression about you to your managers or anybody around you, your colleagues as well. And they might have a joke or a fun about you at a later point in time. So avoid that. For me, if I share my experience, how my day has been going or how my days have been going, I'm happy that I am able to do it in such a way that it helps. The first thing that I would say is early in the morning I wake up, I quickly go out, freshen up, not outside, inside the house, freshen up, get ready, and then sit down at my desk, study for 30 minutes or 40 minutes. Something that I would like to. And I do AWS currently, and that's going on every day. Post that, I get out, go for a good jog, come back home, have some food, have a grub, and then come and sit at my desk by around 8:30, 9 o'clock. And my day starts. And then I have my routine set up. My parents come in and I have some time, maybe I take 5 minutes off to feed them. So I take those breaks. At least they are the only friends because I'm alone at the moment. So they are the only friends whom I have. The next thing that I do is by around 7 o'clock, 7:30, I say, this is the day. I call it a day and move out. If there are no meetings, if there is a possibility that I can wrap up by around 6:30, I do that as well. Move away from my desk as far away as possible and do other stuff. Otherwise, you continue your day. To conclude, the key points I would say is spend at least 30 to 40 minutes learning something. Do a bit of exercise every day because your body will take a toll otherwise. At least some amount of push-ups, planks, burpees, do that. Number 3 is communicate effectively. Talk to people. Be vocal because people only are able to hear you today. So open up your mouth and start speaking during the calls. At least ask a few questions. Number 4, have your routine set up and ensure that you continue with your routine. Number 5, ensure that your distractions, you know what are they, and you plan already that you are far away from those distractions. And if you follow these things, I would for sure say your day will be more effective and productive, and you will complete all your activities during the time, and you will also enjoy time off from work. Otherwise, your days are extended and you are not able to do justice to your work, neither to your home. So the best thing is taking care of your health, your timing, your routines, your to-do list and all this, and you will be able to be successful in doing your work in the time allocated by you and completing it and moving on and enjoying your life as well. Thank you so much. Any questions or any points or anything that you would like to add on, please go ahead, let me know. It's been a wonderful opportunity once again to be connecting with you on one more topic. God willing, we'll have one more session next week and we'll continue. And I would request you, if you are able to share these to other people so that other people can also join, it will be helpful for them as well as helpful for all of us, that we make this world a better place. Very important. So I would like to thank you all for joining in. I hope these points, if you are able to implement in your life, you will have a better back, you'll have better eyes, and you'll have better health. And when you come out of all this COVID situation and when you get back to work, you're more fit than ever. So wishing you all the best. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.